So what's really holding you back? I got some ideas on that, and we're going to talk about them next. Hey everybody, Randy Gage here. I want to welcome you to another episode of Prosperity TV, and I want to talk about what is holding you back. What's stopping you from reaching those goals you have, the dreams you have, the objective, whatever you put in your dream board and the stuff you said, okay, here's my goal for this year, or I'm going to achieve this by this date or this age, and it didn't happen. What's really holding you back? Now, if you ask that question to most people, you're going to get a lot of answers. Oh, my ex-wife, oh, my ex-husband, well, the market crashed, well, the economy went bad, I have a cheap boss, I work for a crappy company. And none of those things have anything to do with why you didn't achieve what it is you say you want to do. 99% of the time. Because 99% of the time you're putting this stuff off on external factors and you're not taking personal responsibility for why you haven't really achieved what it is you say you want to do. So I think there's 3 or 4 things that we should talk about that you might find really helpful in terms of breaking through some limiting beliefs, some negative programming, some self-sabotage behavior that could be holding you back. The first one is you're sabotaging yourself because you have worthiness issues. And this is the biggest one. I see this all the time. And of course, if you haven't seen some of the other shows on this channel, go down and look at them. There's a lot about worthiness and programming, the memes we get from the data sphere, from organized religion, from governments. So what happens is you think you don't deserve it. So on this conscious level, you're working towards success. But on the subconscious level, you don't think you're worthy, so you sabotage yourself. And you don't even know that you're doing it. So think about that. The second thing I see a lot is fear of failure. This is the dumbest one to have. And I'm not being mean when I say this. What I'm being is I want to challenge you to realize how stupid that line of thinking is if you are practicing it. Because you're supposed to fail. If you ask people, what's the opposite of success? 99% of them say the opposite of success is failure. But that's not true. The opposite of success is mediocrity. Failure is actually part of the success process. It's one of the stages we go through. Because we test, we track, we modify, we learn, and these stepping stones, these failures, these challenges, these setbacks that we face along the way, those are the things that help us modify things, learn new skills, change approaches, try a different avenue, different medium, different platform, different mindset, different something. You're supposed to fail. And if I meet somebody and they're 40 years old and they say, I've never had a failure, I've been successful at everything I do. You know what that tells me? They're living a life of mediocrity. It tells me they're not challenging themselves, that they're not really going after their true dreams. They're going after their safe dreams. So don't let that happen to you. Blow up that whole fear of failure thing, because that's just stupid. That's one of those stupid fears. Fear number 3. This is a big one. Fear of success. Now, nobody who has this thinks they have it virtually. Because they say, no, of course I don't have fear of success. I want to be wealthy. I want to be healthy. I want to be happy. But if you really drill down and you look at it, that goes back to number 1 in the equation we just talked about. If you have those worthiness issues, then you have the fear of success. You have the fear of not fitting in. You have the fear of the people you have surrounded yourself with won't accept you. In Australia, down under, they call this the tall poppy syndrome, which is the whole mindset is, hey, the tallest flower is the one that gets cut first, so don't stand down. Don't put your head above the cubicle, just lay low, be average, be mediocre, and then you're not going to get hurt. You're not going to get chopped off. Bad idea. You want to live a prosperous life, you got to take chances, you got to take risks, you got to be You got to know you're worthy. You got to go after it. And you can't have fear of success. You got to know that, okay, if I become really successful and I have some friends or family members who don't accept me, they have problems with that, they ridicule me or they attack me or they don't accept me, well then they don't really love me, and maybe they're not supposed to be my friends. Maybe I'm not supposed to be spending that much time with them because maybe they're not empowering me. Maybe instead of me trying to pull them over the finish line, maybe they're trying to pull me back to the other side. So think about that. That'll be some of your homework this week. Do some critical thinking on that. And then number 4 possibility is you simply haven't developed the right skills yet, or the right knowledge yet. And this is okay. That happens all the time. That's part of the process. Think about when you learn to ride the bike, or how you learn to play the guitar, how you learn to play the piano, or how you learn geometry or algebra or anything else. It was a process. And so no matter what business you're in, no matter what objective you're going after, you probably, I guarantee you, you didn't start with all the skills and or knowledge you need to be successful in it. But you get a chance to develop them along the way. And that's the great thing. And that's why I say the failures and the setbacks and the challenges along the way, great, those are the wake-up calls that tell, oh, hey, maybe I need to develop more of this skill, or maybe I need to develop more of that skill. So think about that. So here's your homework. Look through these 4 things. Be a real critical thinker. Get 1 or 2 people in the world who you really trust, who you know love you and will tell you the truth and care about you and want the highest good for you, and maybe discuss it with them. And then if you would, get below and share it in your comments. What conclusion did you come to? As always, I appreciate it when you share it, whether you're watching it on Facebook, YouTube, or you're listening on iTunes. If you tell other people about Prosperity TV, we can keep this consciousness going around. Go out and have an amazing week. Peace, love you guys, and live rich. Don't forget, we got a new show every Monday. Same bad time, same bad channel. So I want to see you next week.